So in the most recent episode with Gabe, I talked about dream language. What about this dream language that God's given us? Well, what's important to you in your life? God knows exactly what is important to you and can use that to get your attention. So we have this God that knows us, that created us, and knows what we love and knows everything about our lives. If you've ever read anything about Jesus, then you might have heard that he liked to talk in parables to people. And a parable is basically a story that's broken down and told in a way that's relatable to someone's culture or life experience. So what Jesus was doing was he was telling stories that were very, very relatable to Jewish culture because he was trying to bring a point across. And sometimes those points that Jesus would make were so strong and heavy that you'd miss it if you didn't really understand what was saying. Dreams are like stories and parables. A dream is a metaphor for something that is trying to be communicated to you. They're similar to giving us an understanding about our life experience. Sometimes God uses our life experiences as a metaphor for a principle or something that he wants to show us. We have a God that is active and wanting to speak to us. Sometimes we think of God as this faraway being that doesn't interact with us and that sits and just observes. But God's not just an observer. He wants to interact with us. He wants to warn us. He wants to tell us things about our lives that we need to know. I think when I first started asking God to talk to me, I thought it was going to happen in an audible voice. And even when I teach my kids about hearing God's voice, they expect that he's going to speak to them and his voice is going to fill the room. God speaks to us internally. He can speak to you through a dream. He can speak to you through your imagination, your feelings. Some people call that an intuition. Some people call those impressions. What I believe is that that's God's voice. It's still and small and it's hard to hear. But when we dream, God's got our full attention. Maybe not our full attention because we're asleep, but our attention, our subconscious attention. And so he could show us these things because we are still, and it's the only time that we are quiet and silent. And so what a great opportunity for God to speak something to us and for us to be able to pay attention to that. It's this opportunity for God to get this message across and be interactive with us. Because the God that I know and the God that I believe in wants to interact with us, wants to be close to us. And that's the God that interacts with us in our dreams. So what I am excited for you is just to take the time and do some exercises to ask God throughout your day, what do you think about this? And see if he's going to give an answer. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me talk about hearing God's voice. I hope that you'll join us for the next episode. I'll see you soon.